aficionados. I hope you're doing well out there, paying attention to life's truths, clues around you, and being safe. I also hope that you are ready to say something if you see something. And again, just to bring it up front, we are still looking for Melissa Tafoya here in Empire, Colorado. Haven't seen her, don't know how she could have come up missing. So if you're around Colorado and you happen to see her, definitely call 911. And with that, we are going to get into the final show on golden fingers and toes. I don't know if it's golden or tarnished brass. I'm not sure what's going on here, but it is a strange subject that I did choose to speak about. Oh my goodness. And during the making of these 3 videos, I've actually had 2 family members pass away, one being my biological mother, who really never liked me. I was the first one. I wasn't raised by her. None of us were. But she seemed to have relationships with the others, but nobody else lived with her but me. So I got to see her up close and personal. I don't know if that's why we never got along or if she just never liked me, but it was really unusual and still painful. Trauma is what trauma is. But I can definitely see going through these circumstances where people preying on you in a vulnerable position could have you resort to the tactics that they're looking for to make money off of your loved one or family member. Oh, goodness. It's horrific to think about. And I wasn't even up close in these situations. I was kind of like an outside family member, as I am in most parts of my life, an outsider. But at least I hope I do something good with this channel. Anyway, enough of that. And let's get into the final conclusion of what went on in the last 2 previous videos. So there are other alternatives that I told you about rather than resorting to body donation. I mean, you know, organ donation is a whole different thing than body donation. In body donation, the cadaver is used for medical research, education, and training. Your head, arms, and legs could be cut off. And again, you may not want that, or you may want to decide how the body's going to be used because that's your loved one. Maybe your loved one had specific thoughts. But frankly, once you sign that contract, that body is up for grabs. No part of the body is ever transplanted into a living human. Whole body donation companies typically will allow donors to sign up as organ donors and would-be body donors too. But if you want to register as both, make sure to ask at the rules, as rules do vary. Now, I could do an episode on that too, but we're not going to convolute episodes here. While body donors must be 18 years or older, but I believe your family can decide for you if you're not in that position. 2, know the various options. Do you want to donate to a medical school, a body donation company, or a specific research program? Medical schools use cadavers for training medical students. They don't usually dismember bodies and don't sell body parts. Donating one's body for medical school isn't typically compatible with also being an organ donor, except for the corneas, but ask before signing up. Again, that can be very convoluted because a lot of these schools are buying body parts from these body handlers, whatever they want to call themselves, what kind of transplant agents they want to be. For-profit body donation businesses dismember bodies and sell the various parts typically to medical device companies and researchers. Some research programs also take bodies apart for research and training health providers on various procedures. Yeah, usually in a hotel, and you drag a bunch of doctors in there and get as much money as you can. Oh, so disgusting. Some programs require donors sign up while they're still alive, while others don't. Body donation entities, whether a medical school, a company, or a research institute, typically need to pick up the bodies within hours of death. Programs will usually pick up bodies and transport them to the donation facility at no charge. Big selling point with them. Donating one's body often means the body won't be available for viewing at the funeral. It is important then to ask ahead, because those suckers are like vultures. Body remains that aren't used for education, research, or other purposes are cremated by both medical schools and body donation companies. Some programs return the cremains at no cost, others don't. Oh Lord, just be sure that if you have intentions of having your body used in a meaningful fashion, afterwards, maybe thinking about donating to the company, the body school directly, because they do have the guidelines. Just make sure you do your research and read your contracts. And even then, I guess it's up for grabs, because people are just notorious for wanting to do what they can to make their own money. Just because a company says donated bodies will be used for medical research and education doesn't mean that that's the only way the bodies will be used. Never register for any program without reading the consent form and reviewing the language. The consent form will tell you how your body will be used. It could reveal that your body will be shot at or used as a crash test dummy. Your head could be chopped off. The consent form may allow for videos and photos to be taken of your bones and body parts. The body parts could be shipped to various parts of the country and the world. So if you never traveled, that may be your time. Some programs could reject you after you die. Programs may reject body donors if they have communicable diseases such as HIV, hepatitis C, and active tuberculosis. They may also reject donors who have been in traumatic accidents or severely overweight or underweight. If a body is rejected after the donor passes away, then it's up to the donor's next of kin or power of attorney to figure out a backup plan through a mortuary to pick up the deceased person and arrange for final disposition. If there's a police investigation involved, the body could be sent to the medical examiner. In Arizona, a body must be embalmed or refrigerated 38 degrees or below 24 hours after death occurs. Officials with Arizona State Board of Funeral Directors and Embalmers say. Some body donation entities have what's known as guaranteed donor programs that will accept people even if they have an exclusionary factor, but that guaranteed donor programs vary. It's important to read exactly what exclusionary factors they will waive. Arizona programs may also reject body donations if the donor dies outside of the state. More complications. 5. Talk to your family or representative before enrolling. If you die and your family doesn't know you donated your body to science, they might be surprised or angry. Talk to them about it before making a decision. If you do decide to donate your body, goodness gracious, if you decide to donate, body donation programs have 24/7 phone numbers to call so they can retrieve the body once you have died. Your loved ones, neighbors, or power of attorney will need that information for the donation process to work. Oh, goodness. Okay, so that being said, there's a lot changing in this world. The idea of beauty, people accepting the fact that they may have to be alone, a lot of different things, live your life, your best life, be you, do you, babe, and all this other stuff so that you're a fulfilled individual without, having to feel emotionally dependent on other people. So with that being, think of how interment is changing as well. There's a really good mortuarian on YouTube. I love to watch her videos. She covers historic things about mortuaries. She likes people to be involved in doing the care for the after death now, washing the bodies, keeping them at home, preparing them for death, much like they used to do in the old days. But dang, I can't remember her name. But I'm sure if you look it up on YouTube, it's going to be there. She's wonderful. I love her. And she's quite entertaining. So now we'll cover the different types of burial options that you can look at doing, and some of them are a little more cost effective as well. We've got the classic cremation, which we know about that. It can go anywhere from $700 to $4,000, depending on where you're getting it done. The living urn, biodegradable urn. This is a lovely alternative to a classic burial. It's a great way to create a lasting memory of a loved one you have recently lost. The living urn is a system which uses the ashes of your loved ones to help nurture a new plant, tree, or flowers to life. Not only does this option send a message of hope that in death we find new life, it also creates lasting physical memorial of the memory of someone close to you. The living urn is a great way to make sure that you're getting your money's worth. With a flat rate of $129 plus the cost of the plant or tree of your choice, the living urn offers a beautiful resting place for your loved one without breaking the bank. Oh no, sounds good to me. I myself want to be cremated, but I think you could still plant me and put a tree on me too. I wouldn't be opposed to that. 3, the Capsula Mundi burial pod. A burial pod is similar alternative to a living urn, but in what some people believe is an even more pure form. Instead of cremating your loved one and using their ashes to foster new life, the burial pod is a biodegradable egg in which your loved one is buried. Huh? Oh, okay. A tree that is chosen by the deceased in life is planted on top of the pod, which acts as a natural fertilizer for the plant as the body breaks down. That part I get, but why you got to be in an egg, I don't know. This alternative is a great option for someone who loves the earth and nature, as it's one of the most eco-friendly traditional burial alternatives. Okay. The burial pod has yet to be released. However, the company has started selling their biodegradable urn, which is for $440 plus the cost of the tree. And I imagine, you know, whatever you want could be a little pricey there too. 4, this one mystifies me. Aqua Cremation. If you're thinking about cremation for your loved one, but the process seems too harsh, Aqua Cremation is a great alternative, using a very gentle and steady stream of water, which speeds up the natural decomposition process of a body laid to rest in the ground. This form of cremation is done with the utmost respect for the person's body. This alternative is also much more efficient and less wasteful than typical cremation, which allows for 20% more of the remains to be collected and uses less water than one household typically uses in a day. So I guess it's just a slow, steady stream. And, you know, as you can see, conditions do have a lot to do with how you deteriorate, you know, whether you're turning into a mummy because it's arid and all that other junk, or if you're just going to fall apart because you're wet all the time. So I think this is what's going on here. This alternative is much more efficient, so I guess that could be good. And it seems pretty natural. I mean, if you're down for it and that's what you want, I ain't gonna hate on you. The Coelho mushroom infinity burial suit, what some refer to as the mushroom death suit. This burial alternative isn't nearly as scary as it sounds. This is one of the most eco-friendly burial options in existence. Not only does this suit allow the body's nutrients to return to the earth to foster new growth, but it also cleanses out the toxins in our bodies that come from the products we use and consume on a daily basis, which of course aren't good for Mother Earth. Sales for the mushroom death suit rocketed in 2019 after actor Luke Perry was buried in one that same year. The infinity burial suit cost around $1,500. They also make a smaller suit for pets that cost around $200. Okay. Recompose, a human composting option. As ominous as human composting may sound, Recompose is a wonderful company focused on bringing yet another green burial alternative to the table. This process allows the body to break down more quickly than if the burial in a standard coffin. It produces 1 cubic yard of incredibly nutrient-rich soil, which can then be donated to a protected forest in a South Washington area. The cost of recomposition is $5,500, which is higher than the other options. However, there are a number of benefits that the service fee provides. Flat rates includes all transportation costs, option for a virtual ceremony, and filling of the death certificate, among other things. So I guess you can almost get you a few burial service there. Body donation to science. Ding, 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 ding. Make sure you read your paperwork. Another great burial alternative is to donate a body to science. After one dies, some of their organs remain healthy and viable for donation. This is a wonderful thing, as in death, a person can save another's life. Even if the organs aren't viable for donation, a body can be donated to science and can be used for a number of incredibly important scientific research studies. Make sure you check all your T's and I's on that one. Sea burial. I don't know, my mateys. It could be for everybody. It could be for nobody. This burial alternative is perfect for anyone who has always felt at home by or in the ocean. Although some regulations apply, it's possible for you to return your loved one to Earth by means of the ocean. This applies to both cremated remains or a body. For more information on what is legal with regard to sea burials, check out this page on the Environmental Protection Agency's website. And it's www.epa.gov/ocean.dumping/burial/-c. The heck, man? Cost of water burial depends on whether or not you would like to attend the actual ceremony. An unattended water burial is one of the most economic options. Well, why wouldn't it be? Of all burial alternatives, ranging from $200 to $400. If you'd like to attend the water burial, the cost increases to anywhere between $500 to $2,000. So there you are. Take care of your loved ones. They're